I'm gonna explain to you exactly how long it's gonna take you to get rid of your love handles, and we're starting right now. This is the question I get more than any, and let me tell you, the place that I hate body fat the most is right here on this lower back. Now they call it the love handles, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because when someone loves you, they're grabbing you there, but I hate them. They should be called hate handles. It's an area of body fat that it resides kind of hidden, right? And it's one of those things where you can look great with some clothes on, you can look great with, a nice outfit, your shirt tucked in, but you go to the beach and you just feel this annoying thing hanging over your board shorts. So I want to talk to you about how long it's going to take to get rid of that. I want to explain how fat loss works, and we're going to talk about my experiences both gaining and losing lower back fat, that stubborn spare tire look, a little bit even like lower abdomen. All this area is kind of interconnected. And it's actually going to relate to a DEXA scan that I just had done. Now, if you're not familiar with what a DEXA scan is, you lay in a machine. They scan your body with x-rays and they tell you how much bone you have, how much muscle you have, how much fat you have. They could probably tell you how smart you are because they scan everything. And ultimately what it comes out with is some numbers around lean body mass, bone density, body fat. But what's really interesting is that it can predict how long it's going to take you to get to those love handles, because the number that you're going to need to see for those love handles to be completely gone, I hate to tell you guys, it's going to be around 12% body fat. And for myself, it's actually below 10 because I've still got a little bit of annoying back fat and I'm dieting down to get shredded. I'm working on a video series. If you haven't seen, I've been doing weekly check-ins where I talk about my nutrition, my cardio. And the question I get on these videos quite often is like, how did you get that lower back fat off? Well, when you see me here when I was 240 pounds and you see me here when I'm close to 200 pounds, that's really when the magic starts to happen. It doesn't really change that much. My body changes when I lose those first 40 pounds, but at the very end, almost every week, my waist comes in a half an inch, because that lower back stubborn fat roll that comes off those love handles really is kind of magical at the very end. Now, why does this happen? How does fat loss work? Well, fat loss works like this. I want you to think of your fat stores as a bank vault, right? Now, when you go to the bank and you say to the person at the bank, hey, I would like to take out $1,000. All right, this is you burning fat. The person goes in the bank and they pull out a drawer and they give you that $1,000. You don't get to pick where that drawer comes from. That's the same thing as body fat. When we are creating a caloric deficit and we are eating away at that body fat, when that body fat bank teller is pulling the body fat out of the body, it doesn't say, hey, let's pull it out of here. No, actually the areas that are considered stubborn, I don't even like to think of them as stubborn. They're not stubborn. People are stubborn. You're stubborn. I'm stubborn. We end up dieting to a point where we don't get there. And then we call the body fat stubborn, when in fact, you just have to keep dieting longer, okay? The analogy for me is about dieting until that bank teller has to go back in the vault, pull out all that fat. And then one day when he goes back there, he's gonna look around and realize there's no fat left in the shoulders. There's no fat left in the chest. There's no fat left anywhere on the body. But now we gotta pull from that lower back. We gotta pull from that love handle. And unfortunately, when you're done dieting, if you do it wrong, and I can teach you how to do it right, set up a free consult with me. I can teach you how to get your fat off and keep it off. If you do that, what happens is they're gonna start pulling that body fat from those love handles. And we can restore your metabolism and keep that body fat off, unless you crash diet. Now, if you've taken an approach to fat loss in the past where you've lost a lot of body fat, and heck, maybe you're even getting one of those shots with the GLP-1s and you're seeing body fat come off you, but then what typically happens is that the body fat is gained back. Well, where do you think that bank teller is gonna put that body fat? The first excess calories that guy gets, he's walking over, shoving it right in your lower back, shoving it right in your lower abdomen. Why? Because it's genetics. It's a predisposed history. We can talk about why it's that way. Listen, it protects our organs. And what was funny about my DEXA scan the other day, my arms and legs were like 10%. My midsection was like 15%. So technically, I'm like below 10% body fat in my limbs, but my midsection is carrying an extra amount of body fat, okay? So it levels out to about a 13% body fat where I'm at currently. Now, I am gonna be doing another DEXA scan soon. So how long is it gonna take you to get there if you wanna do it right? What we gotta do is we gotta use a body fat calculator, okay? I want you to find the best body fat calculator. I'll link one below that I think is a great one. Now, what you need to do is calculate how much weight you're gonna have to lose until you get to 12% body fat. Now, what I don't want anyone doing is losing more than 1 to 1% of their body weight per week, okay? So this means if you are a 200-pound man and you need to get to 180 pounds, okay, that's 20 pounds of body fat that need to come off. We don't really want to be losing more than 2 pounds a week, okay? It's pretty simple math, guys. You want to lose 20 pounds, it's going to be at least 10 to 12 weeks to get that off. Now, that's with a lot of consistency. And as a reminder, the leaner you get, the more challenging fat loss can become. Keeping that caloric deficit going is a skill, okay? You are going to hit sticking points. What you do during those sticking points, whether it's add cardio, subtract calories, include refeeds, take a diet break, whatever it is going to determine your success. But our body does adapt. It's called adaptive thermogenesis. It's not a bad thing. A lot of people will tell you like, oh, your metabolism's slow. I promise you, your metabolism isn't slow. You're lazy, okay? Our metabolisms do not change. Our metabolism is just a function of what we do on a daily basis. We move. You are moving less than you have ever moved in your life. If you're watching this video and you feel stuck, think about the leanest you ever were in your life and think about what your daily routine like. I think back to high school, how I literally got up, rode my bike to school, walked around campus all day, came home, played basketball, ate dinner, ran around with my friends all day. I couldn't gain weight. I used to tell people, man, I have the best metabolism. No, I didn't. I just never stopped moving. So look at your lifestyle, look at your calorie intake, create an approach that's going to allow you to lose body fat in an effective manner. Please, for the love of God, lift weights. Please, for the love of God, do some walking and step tracking. You know I love my incline cardio, guys, but ultimately, it's going to take you as many weeks as it takes to get to 12, maybe 10% body fat. Okay, guys, hopefully this addresses your question. How long is it going to take to get there? Probably longer than you think, but it will be worth it if you do it the right way. If you need help, I've got a free macro calculator. I've also got a link below. Set up a free consult and let's discuss exactly what it's going to take to get you there. And if you're really looking for a challenge in the new year, pay attention because our next transformation challenge starts in February. We're giving away $25,000 meal plans, training plans. I'm going to help you guys reach your goals. Meanwhile, watch my videos where I'm actually DEXA scanning, taking blood tests, showing you my calories, my diet, my training to reach the leanest I've ever been. Okay, guys, talk to you tomorrow.